feel like I look like them because they're all wearing all navy today.
Well, I didn't take much to begin with.
Oh my gosh.
All right. We don't have a press conference to go to, so actually been enjoyable to go to this one maybe.
Probably not.
Probably still not, but anyway. Auburn up 33-24 with 1:06 to go. So we're just gonna let people drift in. Yep, 100%. We are live at PepperTree, so come out and get some good food. Auburn actually won a game, so
they have
it's absolutely a miracle they won an SEC game. Wasn't because the offense did much else. Did make a huge change. Maybe that pick six was a blessing in disguise. You actually said something a couple of weeks ago, said maybe he needs to throw an interception. Well, he's already thrown one now, but that pick six maybe the last time we see Jackson Arnold at Auburn at quarterback. I don't know what there is to reevaluate anymore. I mean, if Jackson Arnold would have stayed in this football game, Auburn would have lost 100%. So a minute to go, Arkansas still got the football.
Oh, my
Another
gosh.
interception. Another one. Wow. He's on it. That's pretty much spot on. That seals it. Auburn going to win. So going to wait till everybody gets on, man. You talk about the tale of two halves, and DJ Durkin is hey, look, they went in there and shut down a very, very good offense. We wanted to talk about the strengths on the strength. Well, Auburn won that, and they won the weakness too somehow. Didn't look good going into halftime after going up 10-0 and then giving up 21 unanswered to be down. There's so much I want to talk about still. I'm so excited that Auburn got the win. We're definitely glad that Auburn got the win, but there's a lot more to digest in this, especially how horrendous the play calling was inside the red zone. Still, that resulted in Auburn having to settle for some field goals.
6, right?
Yes, and then you run the ball all the way down the field in the first half, and in the first throw, you throw a pick six. You're going in to try to take the lead. It's just the offensive play calling is still very suspect. Very, very suspect. But how about Ashton Daniels coming in and now the question mark is, should this have been the guy the whole time? Why was Hugh Freeze so dang stubborn to stick with, like, his family is so, they may attack Hugh Freeze. They're so excited they got to win. Xavier Atkins, man, what an effort by that guy. So we're going to talk about that. So as everybody tunes in, we'll hear from Coach Freeze too. But we're live at PepperTree Steaks and Wine. Glad to be here. Hey, look. Glad they won the game.
Some steak is going to be enjoyable.
Glad they won the game. Glad we're not in Fayetteville. I'll just be honest with you. It was a miserable weather day. It would have been a miserable drive. But, man, just finally get a win. 33-24. Auburn beats a winless. Yeah, shocker. Pass out, right? So let's see what Free says right here. It's been so long since he smiled after a game. I don't think. It's amazing what you do.
Look at the stadium.
Well, it never was full. I mean, but before everything I mean, it's just wild. Yeah, I think the storyline, obviously, like we all kind of knew Xavier Atkins was going to be good. This guy is unfounded. His stats, what he was able to do today, and the havoc that he wreaked on Arkansas's offense, and then of course Alex McPherson. Don't know what the problem was last week, but he found himself again. Kudos to that kid.
No question.
Really love to see good things happen for him. And
I think a lot of people were definitely worried about the fact with the weather being the way it is,
yes,
and him having to kick 6 field goals is,
yeah.
I mean, with that slick ball and it being on the ground, you don't know how it's going to turn. He did very well today.
Yeah, I mean, you got to credit the special teams for cashing those points in when they get in the red zone. Need touchdowns.
17 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, one of them was a pick six.
That's that's regardless still the most points
right.
Auburn had scored in a whole SEC game up until today,
and had to have help from the defense to do it, and nobody's surprised by that. But Auburn winning 33-24. What's your take on it, everybody? We're going to let all of you kind of talk too as you get on here and start watching, and we got some takes on it. We're gonna talk about really the tale of two halves. And when you look at these drives by Auburn, we'll look at total stats for both teams. Auburn just dominated time of possession, absolutely dominated time of possession. That was the thing that really made you concerned, is that you looked up and they dominated time of possession in the first half, and we're down 21-10. So still not good on third downs.
No.
3 of 12. I think what you got to do is you got to appreciate the victory, but you got to still evaluate.
But that's the thing, though, is they haven't progressed in any of the areas of negativity or areas.
Well, Arkansas helped them with 4 turnovers today. Really, they in the last one sealed the deal there for Arkansas. But offensively, here's what I have issues with is the calls that the offensive staff makes at the times they make them. Again, I go back to that drive. That was, to me, the drive that we all wait on to happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's the disaster. There it is. You're going in to take the lead, and you throw a pick six. I think that was the nail in the coffin, obviously, for Jackson. Finally, I don't know what the deal was with Hugh Freeze and Jackson Arnold, or what they agreed on, but even Hugh Freeze had to say, okay, after all I've said this week, he's got to go to the bench.
Yep.
At that point, you got to try somebody different.
If he stayed in there, there's no way Auburn.
He's not winning this game. But this goes back to what we've been talking about. Why the heck has he been so stubborn to leave it? Why hasn't this change been made before now? Could that change not have happened in the Georgia game? Could it not have happened last week in the Missouri game when he went into a complete shell?
What about these past couple of weeks led Hugh to believe more in Ashton Daniels?
Pressure, ineffectiveness from Jackson Arnold to a level that if you keep putting him out there, I mean, people say you're stupid, but then you keep doing the same thing over and over. You just kind of remove the doubt at that point. And I think he had to just say, look, and he said it all week. If we stumble, we got to find a spark. Well, obviously the spark's been sitting over there. Well, I just said that. Yeah, I mean
that's what I think Peyton Thorne was last year.
So is that where we are now? We just sacrifice
the team,
and the wins for NIL deals. I don't give a damn what the NIL deal was for Jackson Arnold. He was not going to get fixed. So, what does all y'all's feel after this game? Does this game give you any confidence in the future of what Hugh Freeze can do? Like, I don't want this to turn that. Auburn won an SEC game, which, my God, is such a rare occasion now. You got to cherish it. You went in there and you beat a winless Arkansas team that had 2 wins. So let's keep things in perspective. You did what you were supposed to do. I know Arkansas was favored, but the rosters aren't close. Now, Taylor Green was a bad day for him. 3 interceptions. He was 14-22, but he had a lot of big plays down the field. Auburn held Washington in check with only 41 yards. That was huge. Again, we knew this defense was going to keep Auburn in a game.
Right.
The question was, could you win? Could your offense get together? And they still sputtered in the red zone. You having to resort to field goals from Alex McPherson.
And think about this score and how much higher it would be if they didn't have to go to kicking a field goal because the offense was actually able to score points. I mean, that's just the other thing, though, is they're still not able to score touchdowns.
They're not. And look, this isn't on the players. This is solely on the play calling inside the red zone was horrible.
Every single time.
Like every single time. I'm like, you throw a fade and then you run the ball and then you throw another slant and then you go to then you have to kick a field goal. I mean, Auburn had opportunities to really put this game away earlier, but the play calling was not very good. And then false. I was going to send you a text. I never got around to it. It's like this team is horribly coached on offense from a standpoint of the mistakes that they make on the offensive line, the false starts in a bad time that you're about to go for it on 4th down, and then you false start and you back it up 5. Now you got to kick the field goal in that point. So, but I want to hear what y'all think. I mean, do you feel everybody wants to win? That's obviously the whole reason we do this every week. But does a win over Arkansas
do anything for Auburn?
Does it do anything for the program? And again, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I mean, I'm glad Auburn won, and there were some really great things that were done in this game. Xavier Atkins with 13 daggum tackles, 9 solos. Really a phenomenal defensive player. Thought some really good plays on the defensive line. Auburn played great defensively. This is the same song, different verse with that. How about the forced turnovers by the secondary? Pleasant making a play, a couple plays at pick 6.
Day.
Yeah, and I think that was the first pick 6 since 2020 in SEC play. When Smoke Monday did it against Tennessee. So a lot of different stats and stuff. That game reminded me, of when Auburn beat LSU when Les Miles was there. And it was Les Miles' job and Gus Malzahn's job on the line. And Auburn had to kick 6 field goals in that game. They won the game. I think they won the game 18-14 or 18-15 or something like that. They had to have all of them. They couldn't score a touchdown, but they did end up winning the game, and that ended up costing Les Miles his job. But what does this do for security of Hugh Freeze? Does this make people feel better about him moving into the future, or was his fate already sealed? That's kind of the deal. So, yep.
Oh,
I don't know if it gets much better than this.
Gosh.
My gosh.
Oh.
This is why you come to PepperTree Steaks and Wine. Hey, and this you get a celebration meal.
Yeah, this is a victory.
Yeah,
for us.
No kid. Arkansas press room or PepperTree Steaks and Wine with all this
Literally.
food. We'll have to.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to show everybody this. So I'm gonna turn it here.
Oh my gosh.
That's what you get at PepperTree.
Thank you.
Just
This is unbelievable.
outstanding. Like that is amazing. So yeah, just glad to be here at PepperTree. Glad we're not in Fayetteville, Arkansas, in a cold and damp press room. Although I'm glad Auburn got the victory. But man, this spread over here is just to die for. So, Pikes, who wouldn't be surprised if I give you a raise. I'm going to go back to that possession right before half.
Oh gosh.
Auburn ran the ball down the field. I think they ran it 7 or 8 times. It's an RPO decision. So Jackson Arnold, you've run the ball down the field. You're trying to at least get points right before half and not do something completely and totally devastating after Arkansas had come back and scored, 14 unanswered on you after you took a 10-0 lead. You throw the ball and it's a pick six. And it's just again, tell him not to, the pass option is not there. Do not do that.
And you hear the announcers even say then, why wouldn't you just run the ball to waste the clock so you can get to halftime? That was
you're going to get some points out of that. You can still be aggressive, run the football. You had just run the ball down the field, 7 or 8 plays.
Yep.
And then you go to the air, and Jack, again, that was the straw that broke the camel's back with Jackson Arnold. Look, I think this is more the storyline of anything. You finally make a change. If anything, the change to Ashton Daniels at the end of the first half and then him playing in the second half at least sparked and gave some positive energy to the offense. They didn't execute well in the red zone to the point where you got touchdowns, they got field goals, but you didn't see anything that was a catastrophic mistake.
Yeah.
Ashton Daniels managed the game, veteran leadership. You can tell that, he understands what he has to do, but numbers 6 of 8 for 77 yards, but Jeremiah Cobb, you knew running the football was going to be a key part of this. So just glad Auburn got a win. Don't know, Hugh Freeze saying that told y'all we were close comment just now.
How long is this going to be able to carry on, though?
Well, again, you have a stretch of games that you should win. Except, obviously, Vanderbilt, you're not going to be favored in that game. But, again, the way this defense plays, Faith, you're in every football game. Can you get your offense and the act together enough to where, again, you got to score more than 20 points in a game? Had to have some help from the defense today, but you've got to be able to do this on a consistent basis. Again, I'm not fully confident in the offensive play calling, even though Auburn wins the game today. Congratulations to Alex McPherson on making the field goals.
Yeah.
I mean, we needed every one of them. Needed those field goals. I don't know what the difference was from last week to this week, but glad he made them.
And the defense. I mean, if you wouldn't have had Talon Green throwing those interceptions,
Right.
Auburn wouldn't have won the game. They weren't that close. But if Auburn's offense was able to score instead of the field goals, they could have won the game without those pick six.
Multiple pick sixes. 33-24 was the final. When you look at it from a standpoint of you get 4 turnovers and 6 field goals. I don't want people to misinterpret me being we don't want it to be. It's not pessimistic. It's being realistic. It's being looking at it on the surface of what it is. And so I want to hear some of the quotes when the press conference comes. Obviously, we're not able to watch it right now, because we're doing this, but glad he made the change. Well, he had to make the change. You had to get, like, here's the question. Does he try him again? Is that it for him? Why would you put him back in the game? Why would you put him back in? Why would you play him anymore?
When we go to practice on Tuesday, that'll be a big telltale sign.
Yeah.
Of who's practicing with the ones, the whole practice.
Why would you practice anybody else? Seriously. What do y'all think? A lot of you watching, give us your comment. Does this make you feel warm and fuzzy about Hugh Freeze? And, to me, it makes me more upset that he should have done this 3 or 4 games ago. When you have a guy that's obviously struggling, to go ahead and make it. Why are you so worried about what people think about you making? Are you just gonna go down with the ship? You just you got holes all in your ship. Are you gonna try to patch it up? You're just gonna let the daggum thing sink. So,
get the comments in.
It said good to get a win. We've already read that one. So yeah, we can announce who won the.
Well, I need to see the.
Well, you can confirm it. Yeah. Maybe we'll wait, but I think we kind of know who it is. But what stood out to you on this game? Hey, praise DJ Durkin is all I can tell you. Jake said, "Are we worried about Cam with a high ankle sprain? That's tough to play through." Yeah, I haven't even talked about that yet. It started looking about as bleak as you could. The first half went up 10-0, and you give up the 21 unanswered, and you had Cam Coleman go down. It just was like about as bleak as you could be. Sloan said Daniels looked much more decisive. Why did it take? He did. Like, his passes, even though he only attempted 8, like, his decision making was so much better and so much more, as Sloan said, decisive. Rather than sitting back there, and we saw Jackson Arnold take another bad sack early in the game.
Yeah,
it just
that was.
I think the point. I hope somebody asks, and I'm sure they will. We know the guys that are in there in the press conference. Why did it take so long? Shouldn't he have made that move last week, Faith? If you make that move against Missouri, you probably win the game.
100%.
If you make that move in the second half of Georgia, you might win that game. But he rode it out. And to me, him with 2 games on the road against Oklahoma and Texas A&M, the putridness of how he played in those games would be enough for me to say, okay, we got to try something else.
All right, I will say, in Sloan's comment of, was it like it had to have been seen in practice? Honestly, am I wrong to say, like, everyone looks kind of not indecisive, but not super confident in their timing in practice?
Well,
because everything is so scripted.
But everybody's hesitant because they've been so ineffective. So everybody's, football is a game of reaction, and you got to be able to play loose. Mm-hmm. And when you start thinking about it, like if you watch Xavier Atkins is a prime example of somebody that plays football the right way. He's not overthinking things. He does his preparation during the week, obviously. He knows what he's supposed to do. He's confident in his abilities, and he goes out there and he lets his athletic ability take over. Like, you can be the best athlete in the world, but if you're on your heels and you're indecisive about what you're doing and you're a step behind, then you're ineffective. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to play free. You've got to play loose. Michael's saying that he's glad that Arnold is out of the picture. Is he out of the picture permanently is the question.
I think that'll be another question that will get asked in the press conference.
I just see a quote here from Hugh Freeze on Alex McPherson. He said, tearing up, by the way, in the press conference, saying that he was the first person in his office Monday saying, "Coach, I'm sorry." And I genuinely believe McPherson,
That kid is
felt like he
strong.
let the team down, missing the field goals he missed, and look, that is so completely unfair on that kid. You know, and he took a lot of hell from national media. You know, Dave Portnoy just crapped all over himself with and then comes back with a half-assed apology. Like,
I don't even know if I consider it an
apology. Just don't apologize.
He doubled down, basically.
If that's what you're going to say, then just don't apologize, because you look even worse when you do that. Just say, look, I stand by what I said. Sorry it offended a few of you, but I'm going to stick with it. But when you go, I'm issuing an apology, I guess. Well, if that's how you feel, then you really don't. You're really not it's really not an apology. Justin wants to know if you're happy.
No. I mean, I'm happy that I'm eating because this food is really good.
Happy for a win. Like, look, happy that Auburn's able to get a win. But, again, you got to put things in perspective, and you got to finally build on something. And, look, the frustrating thing is it was all in the coach's hands the whole time. The coaches are to blame on the offensive side for this, because what would it have hurt to have tried this, other than you got something in place where you can't do it? You got some type of NIL constriction and constraint where you're like, I don't care if he goes out and turns the ball over 5 times, or if he can't complete anything downfield, or if he can't make any explosive plays. I've got to play him because that's what we all agreed to do, because we're paying him X number of dollars, and we're not going to be able to try anything until the ship completely sinks. So I hope, and look, I don't wish anything bad on any player or kid or anything. I just hope that was enough to move on from Jackson Arnold. It's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. And look, if somewhere he comes in and he wins the Iron Bowl or whatever down the line, I'll eat my words. But I'm telling you right now, I've seen enough. And I think the Auburn fans have seen enough. I think the national media have seen enough to know that you tried.
Yeah.
Coach Freeze, you tried. You did it. You stuck with it way longer than everybody thought you should have. But it's time to put that one in the back pocket and move on. I think it's Ashton Daniels and Deuce Knight moving forward. If Ashton Daniels were to sputter, which I hope he doesn't, look, that gives me a little bit of confidence. You got a veteran quarterback that's played Power 4 football and it's had a pretty decent career that you have now that looks so confident. Did you see the confidence level in him out there on the field?
There's no question.
Jackson Arnold doesn't exude any confidence at all.
No. And again, though, I think the other part of all of this is that this offense has not been creative in any sort or schematic. Like, Coach Freeze
to use his terms, right?
And without this defense, Auburn cannot win. And so, regardless of if we're changing the quarterback, okay, yes, I think that's putting Auburn in a better position to score some points, but you still see the loose offense. It's just they're not all together. They're not able to go out there and tear up the field and make some plays happen like when you watch some of these other teams go out there and do.
No doubt. Hey.
It's still in the offense, the entire between Jackson Arnold and Ashton Daniels, 150 yards in the air. And Taylon Green had 268 yards in the air.
Wow. Thank you, Donnie. You're very nice. Very nice to you. Yeah. Man, like, talk about mad because you're eating a little bit on the air.
So wait, so I get in trouble when I don't eat.
Yeah, now you got somebody getting mad at you.
I know I get in trouble because I am.
Hey, I mean,
was I even being nasty?
No, you weren't. You've been very nice. I mean, what are you supposed to do? So okay.
You can block me.
Hey, bye. But no, I think Ashton Daniels, look, never know how this is going to affect. Like, I'm excited about practice Tuesday now. Like, you and I have been talking about going back to practice every week the last 3 or 4 weeks and just going, okay, here it is again. We're seeing the same stuff. And now you've got to spark. I want to talk about Xavier Atkins, man. That guy, is a freaking beast. And every time I looked up, he made every play. And if he wasn't making the solo tackle, he was in on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy to see how good he has progressed. And, hey, look, Rayshawn Pleasant is a super guy. You and I have interviewed him multiple times.
Yeah.
He just enjoys playing the game. He talks about the things he's got to work on to get better. Sloan said, regardless of what happens with you, how does Auburn lock Durkin down to return and coach defense? You know, I don't know, Sloan. I don't, you know, if you have a coaching change, there's a great chance that he's not going to be here as the defense coordinator, nor like, is he going to pursue a head coaching job? So there's going to be a lot of jobs open. There's jobs open now. There's going to be jobs open at the end of the season. So what do you think about that?
I don't see DJ Durkin being at Auburn, especially. Now, I think he's a great defensive coordinator, and I think he needs to stay at Auburn.
Right.
If Auburn's defense is going to continue to put out some of these stud defenders, but he's not going to be able to stay if you've got a head coach like Hugh Freeze, where the offense is completely laying an egg every day, and then the defense has to go out there and clean up the offense's mess. I mean, that's just not fair.
Clean up the mess. That's exactly what they do. Ryan said, someone said Durkin to Arkansas.
Whoever said that needs to.
But I mean, I don't think you hire Bobby Petrino. He's not the answer. Auburn hasn't hired a head coach with previous head coach experiences, Doug Barfield. Not likely to happen this year either. So, you know, I told you this past week about the culture and the mindset of the head coach, the next head coach for Auburn. We've hired a lot of guys that have had the same kind of disposition over the last 3 or 4 times. They're very similar in how they act on the sideline and what they exude. I just think you got to go in a different direction. Look, I love the fire and the energy that our defense plays with. Saw a little bit of that on the offensive side in the second half because they had a change, and you actually ran the ball with Jeremiah Cobb. Just the obvious things we've all been talking about that you knew you had in your arsenal that you didn't do. That this whole thing could be different if you had just done the things that everybody knew were as obvious as the nose on your face. But you were like, it's almost arrogant to think that, oh, we know more than you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to try this. You know, almost like the last drive of the first half, getting down and saying, we've run the ball 8 times, so let's throw it now.
Right.
Instead of just doing the obvious thing. So you going to save that one?
Yeah.
You're going to save that one for the –
All right, sorry.
Kirby said, I know South Alabama is 2-6, but I have always loved Major Applewhite. So, hey, look, we'll pause for just a second. We are at PepperTree Steaks and Wine, just a great place, and the food over here is unbelievable. You need to come in, and you need to, like, there are people buying stuff now. It's like some shish kebabs that are being put together. You got steaks, you got pork chops, you got ribs, you got the sausage over here. Why don't you take a big bite for everybody?
Okay.
So,
wait, can I have the knife?
Yeah, you can have a knife. What? Why? You mean manners? You need manners?
Me manners?
Well, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, Johnny, you can.
Okay, so
they made us some good steak.
Can I? Okay, here's Hugh Freeze as we talk about what the things he says. Hugh Freeze says he wants to watch the film before naming QB1 for the Kentucky game. He didn't want to come out and make a decision immediately after the game.
Is that who?
What's your thoughts on that, everybody? Ryan said, "Get your elbows off the damn table."
My elbows aren't on the table.
I think he's being funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great show. Appreciate you, Ryan. Yeah, he's just being sarcastic along with that a-hole that said what he said about you, but that's fine. With Ashton starting, you can win the Kentucky game. There's no question, without a doubt. Again, a rejuvenated sense on offense. James wants to know, was that a twice-baked potato that you were eating?
Yes, and it was so good.
And James is very nice.
I know. I really like James, guys.
Guess who you don't like?
Donnie Williams, you can.
All right. Yes. Why should there be a debate after watching that on who's starting quarterback? Do you really have to wait? Why can't he just come out and say, "Man, I'm proud of Ashton Daniels for coming off the bench and answering the call. We're going to move forward with Ashton into this week of practice as QB1." Is anybody going to doubt that at that point? Can you not just make a decision and show some type of confidence to your fan base that you're in control of the situation?
How many times do you have to hear him say, "I got to go back and watch the film"? This is the problem time and time after again, where he doesn't act like the head coach by going out there and making decisions.
Right. Let's see. Justin, I may have missed a comment that you're referring to up there. Let me see. Trying to get to Brent said, as nice as the win was, 6 field goals and a TD against one of the worst
defense. That's what I'm saying.
No, I agree. I mean, yes, but it was just so much better. Hey, how many of those field goals do we even get an opportunity to kick if Jackson Arnold's quarterback? Like, I know that, although that's the first thing we talked about is the red zone execution and play calling. Like, that wasn't really all on Ashton Daniels. It was as bad in the second half as it was the first half. I can go through these sequences. I don't think everybody wants me to go through the red zone sequences, but the play calling was terrible. It's why you ended up having to kick field goals. So now I know there was a pass where Ashton Daniels rolled out and Malcolm was on the back line of the end zone, but he sees his quarterback in trouble. What are you taught to do as a receiver? Come back to the football. Mm-hmm. But at that split second, Ashton Daniels throws it, and Malcolm's coming up, so he has to jump. It's over his head. Yeah. I listened to Jason Campbell on the radio, and yes, he was a great quarterback. And he said, well, if Malcolm would have stayed on the baseline, he would have caught it. Well, that's not what you're taught to do.
Right.
You're taught to come back if you see your quarterback scrambling. Hey, I'm coming back to be a target for you. And they were both trying to make a play. It's not anybody's fault there. But the red zone play calling has got to be better. I didn't see a lack of execution from the players as much as I doubted the design and the play calls that were made. So, I mean, I think what you do is you take it and go, hey, we won the football game. Now let's build off of that instead of going back to the film room looking at another L.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know that he could have, Justin. He was wide open on that play, Now, y'all got to also understand, Ashton Daniels was asked to come in a football game. He hadn't played all year. Guy came in cold. Look, you can go through practice. You can do things at practice. And you can go through reps and you can do all this stuff. But, man, when you get into a game and when you've been asked to come in with it's like asking a relief pitcher to come in with bases loaded and no outs.
Yeah. You're setting them up not for success.
You're putting them in a very bad situation.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the relief pitcher can't battle through it and get out of it. Some good ones do.
Right.
You ask Ashton Daniels to come in with a 21-10 deficit on the road with an offense that has been playing terrible for most of the year. And you know what he did? He came out and he led drives down the field to get Auburn into scoring position to win. So take those positives.
Yeah.
Build on those positives. Find the silver lining.
What is the silver lining of?
I think I just said it. I think the silver lining for Auburn on offense is what we saw in the second half. You got a quarterback that's got a little confidence, and got a running game that you can lean on.
How maybe pathetic is it that is the silver lining of having a quarterback with a little bit of confidence? this late into the season.
But haven't we been? But it's this late in the season, but we've been talking about it for a long time. We've been talking about Jackson Arnold not having confidence for weeks.
If I know,
Somebody needs to ask Hugh Freeze the real question, Faith. Why did it take so long? Did y'all have a deal? Was there a deal? Because I know you're not that dumb. You're not that stupid. You have two eyes that can see.
Ron said it was Coach Freeze is so loyal with players and coaches to a fault.
I'd said that multiple times the last couple of weeks.
I know, and I'm just saying, yes, I think they're right. I think that's exactly how he's shown to be.
Well, look where it gets you.
Year after
that doesn't
year.
Look. There's coaches that are loyal, Faith, but you got to do your job. Like loyalty only goes to a certain level.
That's not being a head coach. Being a head coach isn't going out there and pleasing.
So you're being loyal to one guy at the expense of everybody else.
Exactly.
You're at the expense of your defense, going out there laying their freaking butt on the line every week and giving you chance after chance after chance. Look, after I had seen about 3 game-winning drives go down the tubes that you can't get a first down, I'm trying somebody else. I'm like, hey, buddy, hey, look, good. Collect your money. Go sit down over there. I'm going to try somebody else.
I agree. I think you're right.
Ryan said same situation as last year. Yep. I mean, he picked this guy. He picked Peyton Thorne. Like, that's been the storyline for Hugh Freeze since he's gotten here. You hook your wagon to the guy you go out and select in the portal. We passed on Cam Ward. And so
probably wouldn't have even been able to develop him with everyone at Auburn, and he wouldn't have gone on to be the guy that he was. So
Brent said the silver lining is Auburn stopped turning the ball over.
Yeah.
They started running it. Defense stepped up. Yes, I mean, the running the football is really what we all said till we were blue in the face going into this game. Run the football, run the football, run the football.
230 yards on the ground.
Yes.
Today. Jeremiah Cobb with 153 yards.
Right.
It's a big day for him.
Jeremiah Cobb's had a couple of really good games now.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no question about it.
Which we knew. Okay, so Cam Coleman with a high ankle sprain, how long will he be out? To what extent is that? Like, a high ankle sprain can be really tough to come back from. But
it can be worse than a break.
It absolutely can, but maybe it won't be.
He was able to get in for some plays after all of it.
Right. Like, I'm going to say that Ashton Daniels is going to start next week. I don't think that I'm not going out on some limb here, but just disregard the coach speak. If I got to go back and watch the film, what else do you have to watch? Hey, and now let me say this. Hey, we're finally not on here talking about bad officiating. There were some calls in this game. The Cam Coleman touchdown, okay, he caught it. Why was there not a flag thrown on that play? He was mutilated.
I'll be honest, I wasn't awake for that.
Yeah, don't admit that. So, but he was mutilated over there, tackled. And so if they'd have gone back to review and said that ball was incomplete, Faith, they would have had to go back to the original line of scrimmage. Should have been at worst first and goal from the 2 because it would have been interference in the end zone. That was a terrible missed call where the official was staring at the play, but thank God he caught it. I mean, what a great catch, man. Went down one hand, a guy draped on him in the front, pulling him down.
Yeah, I did go back and rewatch it, so it was a classic Cam Coleman type catch.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You haven't seen too many positive things from him in the past week from the last game, and finally you see what Cam Coleman does best. But Eric Singleton with a huge day today too.
Yeah, and that's been Jackson Arnold's main target.
Laterally too with him.
Yeah, very short sideline to sideline passes, but Eric Singleton's obviously a great playmaker. He was the number 1 receiver in the portal. You see why on the field. He's almost impossible to cover. Look, you know what, guys? You won a football game. That's the best part of this whole thing. you get to carry some momentum into practice this week.
Yep.
You know, you get to go in getting ready to play a Kentucky team that's not very good either. It's like you said the other day on the podcast, the worst in the league at plays per game. Their offensive plays per game are dead last.
Yeah.
It's 59,
Lord.
right?
Yep.
59 a game. So you got a rejuvenated
Auburn
sense.
was 70 today, so only about 4 over what they normally have.
Right.
But held Arkansas to 45 plays.
Huge.
Big time.
The time of possession
is 37, almost 38 minutes for Auburn and 22 minutes for Arkansas.
Complete domination. So, you know, just taking some positivity into the week is
only
huge.
2 sacks for Auburn
Well,
today.
because once the sack man left, I mean, you ain't got a guy sitting back there for 5 minutes waiting for somebody to come back there and sack him.
There were times that I thought, oh my gosh, is Ashton Daniels really about to just run all the way back to the 30-yard line and take a sack all the way back there? And that's when he threw it over to Malcolm,
right?
And missed that. But still a big time mental thinking spot of, oh, I don't need to just go down and hold on to it. I can let go of it and overthrow somebody so that we don't have to be back at the 30 and goal.
True.
I
just like the decision making from Ashton Daniels. Again, like Brent, I hear what you said on the 6 field goals and but he did drive the football down the field to put Auburn. You got to be better from an offensive coaching standpoint to draw up plays that are going to get you in the end zone. When you're first and goal at the 9, you got to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
You got to draw plays up to get you in the end zone. Hey, and you know what? You can't false start. Now, again, I think it was Dylan Wade that false started. I think it was Dylan Wade that false started there when we went for it on 4th down. Ended up having to come out and kick the field goal. But look, one thing that we haven't talked about is Kel Ellis. He's the youngest guy in college football.
Yep.
17 years old, everybody. He's having to make line calls and assignments against some grown men. There's some guys 23 years old across from him.
Yeah.
Played at 6 years older, much more developed. I mean, I can't even express how important that is and what a huge responsibility it is for a kid that should be in high school, playing in high school, that's out there in an SEC game making his first start on the road, albeit the stadium was half empty.
Crazy.
Well, look at the factors.
I know.
Pouring rain, 58 degrees, 20-mile-an-hour wind, and both teams ain't won a game in SEC play. That is not a good formula to bring a big crowd.
Crazy. Auburn Stadium still would have been.
It would have been
packed because that's.
It would have been packed. But that just shows you, doesn't matter these other places. If you aren't producing, they ain't showing up, man. And if you give somebody, it's kind of like being in your apartment or whatever, and you're trying to debate whether you want to go to class or not, and then you hear it raining out there, and you're like,
never.
Probably not going to go to class today. So that's what fans do most of the time. If it ain't pristine weather and your team ain't doing good, they're finding like gutters to clean out and yards to rake and do all that kind of other stuff rather than go to a football game.
Ryan asked how many turnovers Auburn created, and it was 4. And off of those 4, they scored 14 points.
Well, did they fumble one time too? Was it 4 total turnovers for Arkansas?
Yes.
4 total turnovers. Okay. So yeah, there you go. Very opportunistic, and it took all of those. Very opportunistic on defense. I like
that word, opportunistic.
That's what they were today.
Opportunistic.
Being able to turn the football over is huge. So hey, look, Auburn with their first SEC win. Can they get another one next Saturday? It's a night game, 6:30, right?
Yeah. Which again, these two teams, a night game,
right?
They deserve an 11 a.m. playing time.
Well, we're gonna get a night game, and look, it should be nice. It should be a great atmosphere. Warrior will all be said. Sorry, Mr. Clayton, I will hold my hand up next time and ask you for permission. I don't need,
Why are we beefing in the comments?
Need to worry about South Carolina, Albie. I don't know what's going on there. Worry Albie got to come in here and try to stir up something.
Will Deuce stay or is he heading to Notre Dame is what they asked.
Brandon says, so does he keep Daniels at quarterback or go back to Arnold? Brandon, here's my deal. I don't know if you just heard what I said. The comment he made in the post-game press conference says, I've got to watch film to determine who QB1 is before I seriously, man, like that. Can you just stop at this point with the coach speak? Can you just tell us what we already know is that, hey, how about this statement? So proud. Look, Jackson struggled, made a bad decision at the end of the first half. We decided to go with Ashton Daniels. Ashton played well. We appreciate what he was able to do, and he was ready to go coming in off the bench to finish the game and did a great job getting us a win. We think he's earned his opportunity to be the starter next Saturday. Can you not just say that? Is that hard? Is that too hard to say? Like, whose feelings are you worried about hurt? So he's keep Daniels a quarterback. By the way, that was the worst defense we will see. And it absolutely was. And we knew that going in. A very, very bad defense. And we all knew that. As we said, if Auburn couldn't score in the 20s against this defense, there was probably no hope. Ryan said, this is a big deal. Let's be happy. 7-5 or 8-4, still in sight. Yeah, I mean, look, even after the disaster of an 0-4 start, now you can get a few wins under your belt. Now, what if you go to, hey, look, you beat Kentucky and then you go to Vanderbilt? How big could that be if you could go up there upset-minded and go in there and win? So then you got Mercer, and then you have the Iron Bowl. So Nick said, disappointing our red zone play. There's no question. That's what we've been talking about for most of the pod, and is that's got to get so much better. Just said Boo Birds will be out if Jackson starts against Kentucky. Yep, no doubt about it. Brendan said at least Ashton will throw it up and give a chance 50-50 ball. I mean, look.
That's true. When at
least let your receivers try to make some plays.
That single 10 ball that I think was 48 yards was definitely a 50-50 ball. And you have those talented receivers that we keep talking about. Can I help you?
No. Yeah. I mean, just keep going.
No. What are you laughing at?
Just some comments. It's good. It's all good. No. What happened? You were in the middle of a really good point. So I'll explain later, okay, when we're not on the air.
I was just saying that I think they have the talented receivers to go up and do those 50-50 balls that we've said all year.
Absolutely.
And now that you don't have somebody with their pulse coming from that football, they can actually let it go and let somebody else catch it.
No doubt. Nick said, go Gamecocks. Run the ball. All right, look, you've got a great running game. Just rely on your running game.
Wow. Are the Commodores going to go into halftime scoreless if they don't score here?
Wow. That's
Be careful. Don't get on camera and start eating. You're going to get blocked.
I mean, don't take anything from people like that person. I just you know how insignificant that is.
You know what I have to say?
Yeah, exactly. I get it. I totally you can't even. It's completely insignificant. People like that are insignificant.
Yeah, Nick, we were just talking about Kale Ellis and how well he played, and we just got the game notes, and they, talked about that being his first start and everything like that.
On the road.
There
it is. They're not scoring.
Ooh, in a really scary Arkansas stadium in the rain. Ooh.
If you want a road start, that's probably about the best way to call for home.
I'm so happy that we did not go there. I would have probably lost my ever-loving mind.
Hey, I went to the Lake Martin Auburn Club watch party at Collides. I had a pretty good turnout down there for the first half and before I got in the car and came down here. And, that's kind of what everybody was saying. I mean, hey, look, gotta play off positives and look excited about excited to get a win here. So, Ryan, appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Someone get that girl some DoorDash for goodness sake.
DoorDash for what?
I don't know.
DoorDash for what?
I don't know. Maybe.
Why am I getting shit on in this entire podcast? They hate me today on here.
No, I think he's being funny though. I think he's building off the Donnie.
You're the one that taught me to use banners. I've been using banners this whole time.
All right. Hey,
PepperTree
PepperTree Steaks and Wine has been really, really good.
Yeah, and I'm going to finish eating my steak in peace when we get off of here so that no one else can keep talking to me because I'm over listening to y'all talking to me.
Y'all tell her, I need some support over here. Like, tell her don't get all bent out of shape over what one person says.
I mean,
like,
shit, now I've
just
got 2 of them.
Not really. Like, you see, nothing but love. See, he's a kid.
But don't worry, I love you too.
No more jet sweeps on slippery fields. Hey, by the way, when that play was blown dead for a false start, we were running the same play again that he slid down on 3 times.
I know.
I'm like, is that the only call that you have? Like, you've run it 3 times and he's fell down. He's fallen down. I don't think feels appropriate. Falling down 3 times, you're going to run it again. We won, Faith. Let's enjoy the rest of the day. See?
I know.
Right.
That they did, and Ole Miss won.
See, Ryan said, "Don't get bent out of shape." See,
I'm not bent out of shape.
It's all good.
I think it started getting bent out of shape when I woke up to a pounding on my door.
Just from a caring father. I mean, what?
I was like, Xavier.
Y'all do realize
Xavier
I'm
Adkins,
going. No, here's the deal for all you over here that are making these comments. I'm going to have to hear this now for about 4 days. So I'm much appreciative of all y'all.
I can assure y'all that Xavier Adkins is going to get some love when he comes back to Auburn today. So
Brandon said, "Are jet sweeps with Malcolm not going to happen anymore? Hell, you can't run. You can run 3 plays out of that format. Yeah, there's no doubt."
Vandy's on ESPN.
Yep. So South Carolina is about to score, or did they
Look
score?
Look at that stadium.
Who got called for holding? South Carolina, of course.
But seriously, everyone come out to PepperTree. They've got some good stuff. Thank you. I need that.
Okay. All right, guys. Auburn wins. That's huge. Get their first conference win. War Eagle always said, Faith, they're just jealous because they don't get to have some awesome PepperTree steaks and wine food. You're having.
I agree.
There you go.
Because this steak is fire.
Ed said they should have interviewed Durkin in the postgame. Why don't we ever hear from him? Hey, as the game started, I thought Freeze had left because the camera was on Durkin for like 5 minutes before the game started. And I'm like, well, did Freeze just say the heck with it? I'm out.
Like last year when he didn't go to Kentucky on the first day.
Exactly. Flew up later. So just as it, we can agree on that, Albie. So, all right. So everybody's all like, for this to be after a
David,
win.
Brett, this offense is still horrible. Fire.
No, David, look, man.
I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that.
I've definitely talked about it so far, and we're approaching an hour here. Hey, and look, PepperTree Steaks and Wine, we are so grateful for them.
All of their Christmas stuff is in, and I'm about to buy half of the store because it's so cute, and I'm really excited.
Your dad's here, so you're going to talk him into doing it?
Yes. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to buy me a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Auburn's defense is awesome. So, look, knew Auburn had elite defense all year, showed up again today. Ed said, I'll take Happy Faith and Angry Faith last week.
Okay.
There you go.
Last 2 weeks,
You
actually.
get some shout outs now. So
Thankfully.
just don't worry about punks. I mean, it's like this world's full of them. And so you just don't worry about it. So we beat a 2-win team. Hard to get excited. Brandon, I'm with you. I like you got to see more. Like a win is better than a loss, but you got to see more and take it for what it is. So gonna see how it all plays out. No, this does not lessen the burn for Freeze.
It's still nuclear.
It really is, man. You can't go in here and say you beat a 2-win Arkansas team that has no pulse, and you just fired your coach and act like you've conquered the world.
In an alternate universe, what does this do for Bobby Petrino?
That he's out.
You think so?
100%.
Okay.
They don't want that guy. He's a bag of old bones, man. Like that is just so she can, Brandon, but I can help put her on the fish. So
he can help, but I will say
it can help.
I said he can help, but I will say I never reeled in one that you casted out and everything.
No,
it was all me on that.
There was,
but the bait wasn't setting the hook backwards or anything like that this time.
What now?
Because the last time I caught my PR.
Yeah, your
fish,
PB, your PR.
My PB.
PR.
Personal record. Oh.
Personal best. Yep.
Personal best.
Well, that can be a personal record. I mean, that would only be your record. So.
It is.
And so your personal best. I was proud of you, though. Did I not tell you that?
You did.
A million times.
You did. Thank you.
And I was more proud of that than any of the fish we caught, because anytime anybody fishes with me at this point, I love to see them catch fish more than I catch them. So
this is true. You did say
like
that.
We worked really hard after I'd caught the first 3 or 4. I'm like, look, I'm stopping, and you're catching fish, and it just happened to be the biggest one, like literally of the tournament. So that's huge. Justice at South Carolina's office may be worse than Auburn's. That's a stretch. So
it wouldn't be. I was going to say it wouldn't be hard to believe, but it might be.
So South Carolina got it. Let's see what happens here. Oh, there you go. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it so very much. Again, we'll be back with you tomorrow for another edition of the Auburn. Actually, we'll be back with you on Monday. Tomorrow is Sunday. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore, really. So, but we will. We'll actually be on the road Monday morning early. So, yeah.
I thought we were leaving.
Well, we are, but we've got to go to work on Monday and go film. So we will probably cut the podcast for Monday tomorrow night. So, yes, so we will be leaving to go on the road because, hey, look, we're going to South Alabama to catch up with a potential major prospect for Auburn in the future in Gunnar Rivers.
Yep.
And his dad, Phillip Rivers, on Monday down at St. Michael's. They're the #1 team in their classification. So we'll be interviewing them.
Time.
So you'll be doing all that. So also another promo for your latest edition of
On the Front Row with Faith. So everyone go watch that.
So you want us to go live tomorrow night again, Justin?
Instead of waiting and recording it and then posting it.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that. We'll think about it. We may do that after this to see about a reaction, and then we'll just have it up for everybody to watch on Monday too, so they can watch it there. So I might do 2 for 1 there. All right, guys. We again, thanks Paula, Kathy, Kim, Jeff, the staff here, everybody. PepperTree Steaks and Wine. I'm ready to grab some of this great food over here. It's been awesome. So you come get some as well. The wine selection here is unbelievable. Like Faith said, they already got the Christmas stuff out in here.
And I'm about to raid it with my dad's credit card.
About to roll into November. Can you believe that?
No.
So it's unreal. So
less than a week.
Yes. So yeah, bring me a tomahawk ribeye on bread. Okay. I'll be glad to, Justin. I'll meet you somewhere with it. So all right, guys, thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. Almost all of you. We appreciate all of you, really, seriously. All of you that have subscribed.
Don't worry, not the ones that blocked us.
That's fine. Hey, look, we're good with that. So I don't know if we're going to go to Tumors or not. probably not. So,
Yeah, no.
but yeah, appreciate all of you that subscribe. Make sure you go do that if you haven't. Go hit the like button. Even though you've been dissed on here, Faith, I'm ready to let you send everybody out for the rest of the weekend. Hey, after an Auburn win, War Eagle, everybody, right?
Yes, I hope everyone has the best rest of your weekend.
Everybody, right? Even those that
I'll be praying for you.
that are grumpy. All right, we'll see everybody probably tomorrow night as we go live. I'm gonna do a live show tomorrow night, so just hang with us. So, all right, have a good rest of the weekend, everybody.